Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Peter Barber. I am primarily a professional opera singer, music producer, and a bass vocalist. And today, I'm very excited to be coming back with another video for Diana Ankudinova. This is her official music video for Winter Without Snow, which, as I'm recording this, came out about a day ago, but this will probably be released in mid to late May, just as how things have stacked up. Guys, this is a first-time reaction and analysis, so I will be pausing to talk primarily about the vocal technique that she uses. She has such an interesting voice in so many ways, and so there's always a lot to comment on. But I will be pausing to talk about her voice and her vocal technique primarily. Less so about the video aspects, although if something really pops out, I'll say something if I feel necessary, but I generally stick to vocal technique and music because that's where my expertise lies. Guys, if you find that I am really enhancing your listening experience, which is my goal, is to bring you as much value and enjoyment as possible, really more on the educational side, but also somewhat entertaining because it is a first-time reaction. If you do find that I'm adding to your listening experience, please do consider donating to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. It's the best possible way to support me as an actor as I continue making these videos and bringing that value and enjoyment to your life. Otherwise, please do like the video, please subscribe to the channel, please leave a comment for the algorithm. Could be as simple as saying, "Hi Peter," or "Diana's awesome," or "I love this video." Doesn't matter, it's all good for the algorithm. Lastly, I have kind of reopened my merch store on Etsy, so if you guys want to support me that way by buying merchandise, I think the snapback is the most popular item, but you can also buy sweatshirts, sweatpants, stickers, coffee mugs, all that good stuff. Check that out also in the description below. And lastly, one more thing, I've been getting a lot of comments the last couple months, a lot of comments and questions about my fitness, because fitness is a huge part of my life. I was a personal trainer for many years before, kind of fully pivoting towards music. I have started an OnlyFans just for fitness content, so don't get any crazy ideas, but I will be posting workout videos and pictures and other things like that. Everything related to my journey with fitness and health, which you can't find on any of my other platforms. It's $5 a month, full access, no tricks there. So check that out if you want to see what I'm up to in the fitness world, in addition to music. And without further ado, let's dive in and let's check this out. Before she starts singing, what is it, E minor? It's E minor or G major, depending on where you're kind of looking at. I believe E minor. And we've got, like kind of rock-ish style drums. And of course we have this electric guitar playing the kind of lead melody, as far as I can tell in this introduction. Piano in the background as well. A few other lighter instruments kind of tucked away further back in the mix, but mainly we've got the drums and electric guitar. There is Diana with just that signature super dark, very warm timbre. Someone posted recently, I have not fact-checked this, but apparently there was commentary from a physician that her pharynx is actually a lot more spacious than a normal human pharynx, which is what I predicted in the last videos I did. I said there's no way to get that darkness and warmth in the sound without an expanded pharynx, which I've demonstrated many times. If you lower your larynx and expand your pharynx, you get this darker sound, and she kind of has that naturally, without even doing that, without pulling the tongue back or anything unhealthy. It's just how she sounds. So it's fast. It's what makes her voice. That is what makes her voice so incredibly unique, just naturally. And she's of course a very strong singer. In addition to that, she's starting this off pretty breathy. Let's figure out pitch-wise where she's going down to. Somewhat low. So F sharp 3. Okay, so just down to F sharp 3. Relatively breathy, intimate sound. She's allowing a lot of air and breath to escape through the vocal fold. So it's not her power sound. This is, much closer to what I imagine her speech patterns are, where her speaking voice actually sits. Unless you're trying to put out a bunch of volume down there like you would as an opera singer, you want to maintain power and vocal fold closure in that low range. The closer you ascend to your speaking voice, the closer it's going to sound like, a soft version of your speaking voice. So I haven't heard interviews with her, but I assume her speaking voice is also probably rather low and breathy, as we're hearing in this first verse. Знакомый профиль.
Такой печальный и легкий поцелуй прощальный.
So we get that E3 from her. So my voice, E2, E3, right? And with that, again, that signature dark color. So for a second verse of this first set of verses here, both basically identical as far as the singing goes, pitch-wise, timbre-wise, amount of air escaping through the vocal folds. We obviously have no high notes here, no power in the voice yet. It leaves us a lot of place to go and to grow. What's so cool is it's really cool that she's gaining popularity, because usually voices that are uniquely low and dark just don't find their way anywhere near the pop sphere. If you just listen to popular music, there are very few low voices. I mean, a lot of the guys that, become pop artists, their vocal ranges are kind of similar to the female artists, at least in chest voice, excluding like an Ariana Grande that will go way up in head voice or like a whistle tone. It's usually very high voices on the male side, and lower on the female side, but not low and dark like Diana's voice. So it's really cool that she's getting recognition. She's doing like these, highly produced music videos, high budget productions. It's very cool to see that. I feel like she's like representing the low voices out there. So it's really cool to see. So obviously there in the second part of the chorus, she's getting up into a lighter mechanism. So just up to C, that would make sense, in E minor, right? So C5 naturally, this is tenor high C, and it's clearly not remaining in her chest voice, which I believe, 99.9% sure she can belt that high chest voice comfortably, or at least sustainably, without strain, I should say. But she's clearly flipping up into a lighter mechanism here. B. Just got up to a B. I thought I heard a C in there, but at least a B4. Жизнь. No, there's another E3. Жизнь. Isn't that life? Is that what life? Жизнь. I remember I sang an aria, a Russian aria with that word. Жизнь и молодость и счастье. I think that means life.
Чужая жизнь нашей стала, и воздуха вокруг так мало. Ты рядом мной, почти не дышишь, как жаль, что жизнь не перепишешь.
All right, so it's amazing. She gets up and a little bit higher. So up to G4. And, you know, she gets up here in her upper chest range, and she still maintains that really dark, warm timbre, which is kind of how you know it's real. It's not a manufactured sound. It's a very consistent color in her voice, top to bottom, and you can even hear it when she goes up high. And I remember when I first heard her in Can't Stop Falling in Love, that she sings that last verse and goes into that belt land, it really becomes more pronounced. It becomes even clearer that is a physiological phenomenon that's happening in her vocal track that's just so unique to her sound. Oh, he's talking to her. Okay, so I think just up to B4. There's a tiny little quick riff in there. There it is. So I guess there's a couple in there. One more time. Slaps. You hear that warmth in there, all the way up in this A4. Oh shit, this is looking like a Rey and Kylo Ren situation with this this red lightsaber looking thing in the background. There's my video comment for you. Got this very reverbed out instrumentals. It's much more soupy in the background. Drums are gone. Classic stripped down section before we go into the final chorus, which is undoubtedly going to be climactic. So she's singing that very obviously in a light head voice here, whereas during the big choruses, she would opt for a chest voice because it's in the range where she can do either. Oh. Funny. That hurts. That hurts. Damn. I've been kind of, I was, like I said, mostly paying attention to the voice and the music, kind of catching bits and pieces of the story, but this part became all too clear. And that hurts. I feel. So very clearly full chest voice connection, right? No light mechanism. This is full vocal fold connection here. And then opting for a super, maybe the lightest head voice portion of the entire piece here at the end, showing the biggest contrast possible on the same notes, right? So full chest voice up to B4, full connection, loud belting. We can assume it'd be yell-like in person, right? High chest belting really is physiologically very similar to a yell. It's like a breath-supported yell with good vocal fold connection. That is really what's happening. Pretty crazy. So we get that, and then to just like super light, very thin vocal fold use for this outro. Let's get that contrast here. Full chest connection, and then the same pitches, super light. Light, breathy. I want to act in a Deanna music video. Yo, get me on a track. Put these two low voices together. How sick would that be? Y'all heard my drone I added. Y'all heard my subharmonic drone I added to Odachenka. It's meant to be. Deanna, reach out. Let's do something. This is great. I haven't done it. I guess she's making more, like she's like a fully fledged solo artist. You know, she's got these music videos, which I didn't really realize yet. You know, the only thing I'd seen was her on the show, on the competitions or whatever those shows I saw her on. But now it's like fully fledged, like into her prime, into her career. So cool to see official. You know, I've been doing more official music videos lately, which I didn't really plan on, and they are kind of vocally less interesting because there aren't mistakes. Like live performance is so interesting because there can be mistakes, there can be imperfections, there can be out of tune, there can be other things that can go wrong. It's kind of the beauty of live performance. Music videos are so polished, but there's still a lot to comment on. I mean, even after all the production and engineering, like the vocal, you can only change the voice so much. Like a voice, you can still hear all the nature in the voice, whether or not there's been editing. So a voice like Deanna is still fascinating to comment on because you still hear that dark timbre, you still hear her registration shifting, you still can hear the riffing, what the voice does well, what the voice does less well. I mean, obviously everything in this video, her voice sounds fucking spot on. And her voice does a lot of things very well. But it's a different kind of commentary, and I haven't really watched, but I don't think there's many other people doing like vocal analysis on official music videos. There aren't many people doing vocal analysis anyway, really. But maybe this is kind of a new branch of things I can go into to talk about. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Hope you learned something. If you did, please do consider joining my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. The best way to support me. Check out the Etsy store. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Leave your thoughts below on my commentary, on Deanna's video. Anything else you'd like to see me do. Anything else from her you'd like to see me analyze. I do read all the comments nowadays. I respond to a couple. I heart a few more. If I responded to all of them, it would literally take up my entire day every day, which is, you know, it's a great, good sign for the channel, but impossible. But I do read them all. So leave your suggestions below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.